like to iron. Are you also a person who irons one piece at a time whenever you need it? Or do you batch iron? I love to batch iron. I have to tell you, I love ironing. Ironing for me is very relaxing. It's super meditative. I like my clothes and my husband's clothes to like be very clean and look very nice. I don't know about you guys, but I was definitely raised in the with the sentiment that the moment you walk out of the house, you represent your whole entire family, your lineage, really your ancestors. What about you guys? Were you spoken to like that in your family? I can imagine some of you that are in the same age as myself or that. And as I've told so many of you, my father was Black American and my mother is Puerto Rican. So I was born in New York and raised in Puerto Rico. And I have that mentality from my mother and also from my father that every time you go out the door, you always represent yourself and you represent your family. So it's always good to be clean, to make sure that your clothes are ironed, that you look fit and good, that you always exhibit good manners. Sometimes I wonder if this is, of course, it's a familial narrative, right? And in some ways, it's kind of protective, isn't it? What do you think? Is this the kind of stuff that you have and you have learned for yourself? Or these are the kind of things that your parents have told you? Because I feel that they make a big impression on how I show up, not only for myself, but how I show up for my husband, for my friends, for my kids, for my family, everything that I do. Is that something that you think about or focus on when you're going about cleaning your house, if you're ironing either pieces individually or batch ironing, all of the things? I know it's very interesting, but here at Feminine Spaces, this just for me is so much part of self mastery. It's filtering through when you have time. And when I'm ironing, I have time. It's incredibly meditative for me, and it makes me think about things from a different perspective, a broader perspective, which is part of self mastery. And while I was ironing just now, it got me thinking about that. Is this a story that I believe for myself? Is this a story that I obviously learned in childhood? Is this a story I want to keep for myself? Part of evaluating, part of self mastery really has to do with that moment where you understand for yourself what works for you and what doesn't. When we were children, we did basically as we were told, what our parents told us was the correct thing to do or the incorrect thing to do, the things to believe in, the things to not believe in, because that's the way they were raised typically, and then that's the way they raised us into our adulthood. But the beauty about being an adult is that you get to make those decisions for yourself. And as I found myself here ironing, I was thinking about that. Where does this come from? This story about making sure that your clothes are always ironed, that you look your best, your hair's done, you have, your makeup's on, because every time you walk out the door, not only do you represent yourself, you also represent all of your family. And I have to say, there are quite a bit of stories and narratives and familial narratives that I have definitely reevaluated, taking the pieces that I enjoyed or benefit from, or just straight out deleted some of those stories that were told or expectations for me to fulfill as a woman, as a human being. But this one, when it comes to making sure that your clothes are mended, that your clothes are clean and well ironed, and you present yourself as best as you can. The moment you walk out the door, I really like it. And I'm keeping that one. Tell me, what is a familial narrative or what is a story that you have been told by your family or something that has been drilled into you that you're looking at yourself and going, is this something I still want to be doing or not? Write it in the comments below because you know what feminine space is. We love all the things that have to do with self mastery, relationship wisdom, and conscious living because inherently they all kind of work in with one another. And the overview has to do with accountability for yourself through that feminine lens and making sure that you recognize and remember that everything you do, everything you accomplish, everything you have, everything that you experience begins and ends with you. Grizzly Buzz.